Okay. Okay, I'll start with the recording. So, hello everyone. I'm Ankit Jarwal. Few of might know my name. Some with Paris's contact, like Paris sir would have told about me or something. Last year, I cleared CAC and first both. So last year, I wrote the mains for the first time in both, and that is why I said that you help people to get some fair idea about what this exam is about, and how to see about it, like what can be done. So just to confirm, can you give me your optionals, like is it forestry and geology for everyone or some other option? Guys, at least respond.
Like mine is geology.
Okay, geology and forestry. Shreya also has geology forestry. Okay, what about Sangeeta and Pratibha? Okay, I'm saying about forest. I'm saying uh, if you have forest as optional, that is a point. Uh, okay, Sangeeta, your options are. Okay, I'll go ahead. So basically, it is more for a forest service, uh, overall framework, how to go about it. So limit ourselves to forest, uh, probably with forestry and geology. So first, I'll tell what are the sources I used. Here, to be starting with, so geology is little bit of technical subject, and it is easy to be covered. Like I studied for 45-50 days because my exam ended on 31st September, 30 September last year. That was the last year anthropology was there, and 21-22 November we had our forest exam. So to be honest, 45-50 days, because 2-3 days after mains you don't study, and that must be the case with people who have written in so far. So it's general because a lot of people will be watching recordings. It's okay if you have taken 4-5 days of break. I would have recommended 7 days of break, and I had recommended to a couple of people as well, because the fatigue should not kick in. So if you have taken break so far, don't worry. If you have not taken, do take 2 days of break. It is required. A lot of people say it is not required. It is a competitive world. Let it be. Take some break. 70 days are sufficient. I just checked, 71 days are remaining for the main exam. It's starting in 16 November, I guess. So 68 days is fair enough. Last year we got 58 days, so you don't have to worry much. Not 58, 55 days. So first thing is that. Second is coming to resources that I used. So a lot of people do a mix of few things. I'll give you all the options and I'll tell you what I did. Number one was that geology, because it's technical subject, you need a lot of understanding, and without that also some people have done it, but it is slightly difficult to cover everything by your own. So what I used was, I used Planet Geology's course last year. Like it was, I just took the crash course. There is no need for comprehensive course unless geology is there optional in CSE as well. Okay, just a minute. Huh. Okay, let me talk. Right. Okay, ठीक है. ठीक है. So as where I was. Okay. Yeah, they don't provide material share. They just so that there is small issue there, that they mostly do not provide any material. They for few chapters they'll provide. Just I did basics I studied. Then there were a lot of optional videos and just sorry. So they did not provided what do we say material for that. Only general geology or one or two more topics. You don't need to worry about that. I'll tell you what to do for geology and how to take the crash course. How I started with it is, every day they give you some targets, some limited amount of targets they provide. They had a very structured way, like 30 days ka class program hota hai, and you need to take 5-6 hours of lecture. You need to make running notes of it. No need to make very good fancy notes. Just make running notes. Just write the key concepts that are there. For example, if there is a division out there, you can use it. Just a minute. Just a minute. Hi, sorry guys for the interruption. हाँ, so what I'm saying is कि ये उतना ना requirement नहीं होता. Like for example, you don't need to have very big bulky notes. If I'm able to recall, I just had two notebooks, one and a half, like 200, 250 pages, two notebooks. That's it. That's what I made for geology. And I'll say you can use that properly. Like there is no need to do more or less. That much is enough, and that much is sufficient. If you guys want, I'll get my notes scanned, and you can use that. But again, you will need a bit more of your own handwriting or own handwork. Just back where I did it. So you can use that. My notes I'll provide if I can, because यार उसको scan करना थोड़ा मुश्किल है. So I'll send you some sample chapters at least. Uh, yeah, I'll provide. Like at least for sample I'll provide, because it will take scanning two notebooks. I'm not in Delhi right now. I'm in my hometown, so scan करवाने के लिए भी बहुत issue होता है यहाँ पे. So हाँ, coming back to it. You just follow the class schedule. Don't leave the targets. Last year they gave 30 days. I stick with it. I started a little late. Like they gave the schedule from 4th or 5th October. I started around 10th, because initially I don't know why I started with geology, forestry instead of geology. Start with geology. That is the technical subject. For forestry, there is 2023 rank 5 Vidyanshu sir. He has given 4 PDFs of forestry notes. And I'll say you just need that. There is Apoor Dikshit sir's notes. They are also very good notes. They are available widely. But the problem with Apoor Dikshit sir's notes is that they are written in very bad handwriting. And मतलब मजा नहीं आता, to be honest. It feels monotonous. And what Vidyanshu sir has done is बहुत सारे multiple colors के pens को use किया है. So when I used to read digitally, so I used to enjoy that a lot. So Vidyanshu sir is something that I'll recommend to everyone. He has done, he has done remarkably good job, and the notes are also good. You don't need to go for Manikandan book or anything for that also. Just these 4 PDFs. If you guys want, I'll share those PDFs with sir as well, and sir can share with others. Okay, I'll come to that. Don't worry, I'll come to that. Well, I'm just giving you the sources that I used once. Like I'll share those. So for geology, I'll at least give the reference notes for you, and for forestry, though, because they're widely available, I'll just forward them. I'll search for them and I'll forward them. You can take printouts, but I don't know multiple colors. अगर आपके पास अच्छा printer है, तो you can use it. But other than that, these are gem of notes like forestry. So I did not watch any classes for forestry, to be very clear. अगर आपने notes अच्छे से कर लिए हैं, तो you don't need much for forestry. Geologically, I think if you have some background, for example, some people can be from material science or mineral engineering. They might have basics with respect to crystal structures and all those things, matrix and all. You can use that. Other than that, I will not say you will be able to. But it can be done, to be honest, but it will be difficult. So you can take some courses. Initially, I was very skeptical, how will I finish it? But in the end, you will be able to finish. There is one chapter that I want to warn you before, because some chapters in geology can be little overwhelming. One for me was stratigraphy. Stratigraphy. I can't even pronounce it properly, so you can understand. It was a chapter where, it's in paper 1, part 2. Every year there is compulsory questions from it. There's a lot to mug up, and I was little overwhelmed with it. So these are the chapters that they also put it in the last, so that they retain in the memory. I created some mnemonics and I wrote some answers. I don't know how I got 111 in paper 1 because of that part. Part A, I did exceptionally well. Like paper 2, I did really well, because that was core technical topics. You don't need to mug up much. You just understand the concept. So if you have a good background for understanding the concept, you have paper 2 to go after, especially paper 2 part A and paper 1 part A. These are pure concepts. You just apply your brain and just solve it. If you have more hints toward that, okay, I can mug up a lot of things, I can rate a lot of things, stratigraphy or even paper 2 ka part B. And there is a clear demarcation, okay, sort of like what is the syllabus for part A in the syllabus, particular paper, that will stay there. There is less of intermixing between the topics. it is very straightforward job there. Might not be the case with CSE, but for forestry, it is very simple. If you guys want, I can show you some things. Just a minute. First 2024 question paper. Just a minute. Okay. I cannot share the screen. I don't know why. Okay, so I'll just tell you through the paper what is there. So if you go to last year's question paper, and if you want, you can open it on own pages. Uh, if you can just open it, I'll wait for a moment and just confirm. Okay, guys, कोई बता दो खोल लिया ना at least एक बार. Okay, I'll assume you have opened it. So first question, if you see Earth's upper mantle, it is a straightforward topic from basics of geology. You don't need to do much. Earthquake prediction, again straightforward question. There is no intermixing. Antecedent and superimposed drainage, again that is basic chapter 2 of geology. Geosynchronous and sun-synchronous orbit, you guys might be studying it in it's Ascent Science and Tech as well. Strain ellipsoid, again is simple PYQ. Then what are different types of satellite image resolution along with example, carboniferous chondrites. Again, these are very simple topics that have been asked. These are straight away from the PYQs. So what I'll suggest you, like I just wanted you to go through these PYQs. I haven't watched them for years. Still I'm able to recall because these are simple topics. You study from basic notes, you have your understanding, you will be able to write. There is not much cross linkages that are there in forestry because a lot of people are fearful and a lot of people are scared कि यार कैसे होगा क्या होगा क्यों होगा. You don't have to worry that much. It's just very simple thing. They ask, and PYQ book I'll send you. It is available on a lot of portals. I'll send you if you want. I'll send you sir. He'll share with others. So यार उसमें literal बोल रहा हूँ. I'm telling you again that PYQs, like they might not ask the question that was repeated asked in 2024, but 2022, 2020, 2021, 22, 23, these are the 4 years. You'll find some questions in this year's paper because they don't have much question bank, and they also know one important thing in geology that I want you to understand is most of the people who are writing geology are not from geology background. I can write it on paper. 95% or 99% even do not have any background in geology. It is rare for people to reach to that thing. So you guys don't have to worry there. You just understand the concept, have a basic concept. There is no distinguishing factor that you need to make. You just finish the paper properly with conceptual understanding. That is enough. And don't show the examiner. Okay, there is one more very important thing in geology. If you don't know anything, leave that question for that time. Don't try to fake or break the trust of the examiner, especially the first half. Not applicable to your humanities optionals or not of I also have anthropology in CSE. It is not applicable there, but in technical optionals, it matters. Forestry, you can bluff because that is sort of extension of environment, but in geology, don't try to bluff with exam. If you know, you know. If you don't know, don't try to bluff. Even if you write 1.5 page of quality answer, value addition is very important part. Making diagrams is exceptionally important in geology. You guys might take note of these things because this helps. I made diagrams in almost every second question in geology. Even in forestry, I even drew, stem with a brown pen and leaves with a green pen. That is the height that matters there because you have to give. Everyone is new. For everyone, 2,500 people are writing the exam. Out of 2,500 people, at least 15%, 1,500 people, this minimum 60%. The number might go up to 90%. But given CSE, they came. They just want a backup option. More for most people, no one. I don't think for anyone it is their first choice. Many people might have, but no offense to that. I'm just saying for some people it will not be a first choice option. So just that little difference maker is that not in terms of content but how you present it. Presentation part becomes a bit more important. I'll come to that, come more on that. So that is it for forestry. Now I'll come. So my first 30 days were completely devoted to geology. I still remember 10th November was the day I completely finished my geology. I had read one PDF completely and like half PDF of other from the Vidyanshu sir's notes, and that's it. Now, 4 days I finished remaining three forestry PDFs. Go through them. Next was I used to study. So I break up like 6 hours or 7 hours of revising geology and 4 hours of forestry. That was my routine for 10 days. Now you might ask, when did you study GS? So the benefit I had was I studied well for CSE last year in for GS. So I did not revise it much. And anyway, the questions they are going to ask very factual questions. So for that, you cannot do much. You just need to know the basic. For example, I guess last year Samudra Gupta का question पूछा था. I just know the guy had played Veena. He had some Dakshin Pada. He took that route 3 wars or something. I wrote it 15 marker. Yeah, it's you can laugh at it. Actually, I also laughed. But you don't know much because history, may if they're asking a specific king, there are thousands of things you can't prepare everything. So just relax on that. Bank on your prelims knowledge. You might want you can revise it 2 3 days. I did it for a day. Like for history, I did. For polity, I did not do much. I just went through the constitution articles that I created short notes. Some case laws, if you want to go through, a lot of PDFs are there for CSE. You just go through that. Don't run after too much of current affairs. There won't be much current affairs, to be honest. And they are going to ask very straightforward questions. I'll confirm once through your PYQs only. For example, SGS general knowledge. Okay, so if you see, it's polity questions. What they're asking with reference to part 3 and 4 of the Constitution, elaborate how the Indian Constitution aimed to foster social revolution. Straightforward fundamental rights, CPSP पूछा है, कोई current affair नहीं है. Democracy and rights have been the two values around which debate of the basic structure doctrine. Again, relevant judgment, केशवानंद भारती आना चाहिए, मिनरवा मिल आना चाहिए, यार वो प्री वाला ज्ञान है इधर. There is no scope for any agency in India to have direct control by the people, such as referendum. Again, very basic polity that you study every day. State election commission channels, yeah, constitution का article लिख के आ जाना, that will be enough. You just stick with what you know. That's what I'm saying. You have done well in prelims. You all are writing forest mates. That means you are good in prelims. Just bank on that knowledge. Revise it if you want to. I'm not saying that. But then, because this year, how I'll suggest a plan is because you're left with 70 days, 30 days or 35 days maximum. By 10th of October, you try to finish everything, at least your geology, your classes and anything you have. 30 days is sufficient. Every year people does it. If you have extra time, don't try to waste it. Sufficient time should be given right from the start. That is why I asked for the break, because a lot of time we get tired and everything. There will be Diwali as well. There will be Dashera. Everything will be there. So studying in that time might be hectic, might be little tiring, but it's okay. I was at my home for a day during Diwali, so it's okay. It really doesn't matter. You just finish everything by 10th of October, or even 12th. 35 days is what I expect. Then you should start with your forestry. 7 days you can give to forestry, and it should be done by complete syllabus around 16th, 17th October, 1 month before the real exam. Now it will be about revising. Give more time to geology. Forestry को थोड़ा कम time चाहिए. You should know the key terms. Just go through the key diagrams in forestry. या 4 5 जो, yeah, 7 8 days is sufficient, because I'm telling you, if you are not taking the classes, some people are taking classes. That is your personal call. Then you might want that forestry go for, you have to do parallelly, like because it is also 45 50 classes and 3 hours per class. So you might have to, from the current time you might doing that. So us case mein, if you are doing the forestry classes and geology classes, do them parallelly. Try to give more hours to the geology, because उसमें थोड़ा time ज़्यादा लगेगा. Forestry में, even if you do 1.5 classes a day, next 35 40 days you can still finish it. 40 days is what I want. I just want to say 40 days तुम्हारे बच रहे. In those 40 days you complete your classes. If you want to do classes, do both parallelly. If you want to do proper geology and then forestry, ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं, because that's what I did. There might, again, यार 140 145 लोग सेलेक्ट हुए थे, सबकी अपनी स्ट्रेटेजी होती है. Lot of people followed, like my friends, couple of my friends, we did this and we got some results. Some people might have different ways. For example, forestry से डरना नहीं. Point is, forestry यार environment है. It's just a few keywords where you should know, okay, what is the scientific name of mango or what is the scientific name of some other species. नहीं आना, तुम्हें रियल पेड़ दिख रहा है, वो तुम्हें नहीं पता नाम, doesn't matter. Why I'm saying this, because one of my friends used to be very worried. Yeah, how will I be able to recall? You don't need to know everything. You just need to know the diagram here. You should know, कि भाई, there is a not common name, and then there is this. For every region, you need to know few trees. कि desert area में क्या होगा है, coniferous में क्या होगा, tropical में क्या होगा, mangroves के 4-5 species याद कर लेना. Mangrove वाला chapter important है. वो चैप्टर से हर साल एक क्वेश्चन आते ही आता है. ऑल्दो लास्ट ईयर उन्होंने थोड़ा सा ट्रिक किया था कि बहुत सीधा क्वेश्चन नहीं दिया था, बट अगेन दैट नॉलेज वाज नोवेयर टू वेस्टेड. आई गेस चैप्टर 2 ऑफ पेपर 1 पार्ट ए, तो यू कैन लुक एट दैट. स्पीशीज नेम्स, बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग, बेसिक कीवर्ड्स. और पेपर 2 में ना, पार्ट ए में जो मेजरमेंट और वो सबका चैप्टर ना, बहुत ओवर बर्डन मत हो जाना. डोंट ट्राई टू मग अप एवरीथिंग, एवरी सिंगल वर्ड. जस्ट पीवाईक्यूज देखना यार क्या पूछ रहे हैं, क्योंकि कुछ कुछ जगह पे ना, जैसे सम पीपल विल बी, मैं मना भी करता हूँ तो भी कुछ लोग तो करेंगे. क्या बोलते हैं, सम पीपल विल बी गोइंग थ्रू मणिकंदन बुक. इफ यू आर गोइंग टू मणिकंदन, भाई मणिकंदन के अंदर बहुत सारे मेथड्स दिए हैं. यू डोंट नीड टू नो एवरीथिंग. सो माय सजेशन विल बी, keep this thing limited in terms of content what you are doing. विद्यांशु सर के notes are sufficient. उसके अलावा जियोलॉजिकल, आई हैव टोल्ड यू व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड. इफ यू वांट टू टेक फॉरेस्ट्री क्लासेस, हॉर्नबिल इज द बेस्ट क्लासेस. आई नो माय पर्सनल ओपिनियन, देयर कंटेंट इज गुड. इनफैक्ट विद्यांशु सर के नोट्स आर फ्रॉम हॉर्नबिल ओनली. तो लिटरली उन्होंने हॉर्नबिल को ना समराइज करके लिख दिया. सो जस्ट दैट मच इज important, that much is sufficient in terms of content wise. Now it comes to answer writing. Someone will be, what you can do is first finish the syllabus. Like जैसे बोला है कि 16th October तक you should be done with syllabus. Now what you can do is, don't try to write full length, because one full length before the exam we can try. I'll summarize, don't worry, it's okay. You can ask your doubts as well. So you'll get the recording as well. That is why I created this. Okay, so for this thing where I was about the test papers, you just might need to write one paper. I did not wrote a single one, because yeah, 45 days में या तो रिवाइज ही कर लो या लिख लो, पढ़ लो, ठीक है. I cannot give more time to writing. So the point is, you can try to write. So you revise a particular chapter. You just brainstorm it. Don't try to write full paper. You don't have that much of time. For example, if you go through the PVQs, you'll see PYQs, you'll see the repeated themes. So you just go through the PYQs after reading a chapter, and you'll realize, okay, there are 5-6 things that you might need to see. On that basis, you can do क्या बोलते हैं आपका बेसिक जो कंटेंट का रीडिंग वगैरह है, एंड देन ब्रेनस्टॉर्म सम क्वेश्चंस. दैट विल बी इनफ. इफ यू फील लाइक आई वांट टू राइट सम टेस्ट, कोई से भी ईयर का पीवाईक्यू उठा लो, प्रेफरेबली 22-23. इफ यू वांट टू राइट पीवाईक्यूज, एक फुल लेंथ लिखने का होता है. फॉर सम पीपल हैव दिस हैबिट कि मुझे फुल लेंथ लिखना है. यू जस्ट टेक द 23 पेपर, not 24 पेपर, 23 paper, and you write. 24 people will just brainstorm. That much is enough. उससे क्वेश्चंस रिपीट भी नहीं होना. 23 से शायद हो भी जाए, 22-23 से. सो जस्ट डू दैट मच. 22-23 का पेपर कर लो. एंड इफ यू वांट टू राइट, नाउ there is one thing that I miss so far is English. Don't ignore it. For some people it can be very scoring. I did not do well for that, because I had a slightly bad score in English. I got only 115. The average score was around 118 or 120. So that is like those 5-6 marks would have given me slightly better rank or slightly better cadre. So that thing matters. In English, we feel like we do not need to do. Again, you do not need to overdo it. Very important. 30 days, 40 days जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, till 16 October, don't even touch English. Before the exam, 1 or 2 weeks before, you can start doing your English. a bit of English syllabus में थोड़ा grammar because it I guess 50 marks 50 marks की बहुत होती है and if you are able to get good marks there it's good. You don't, so there is a essay again वो ऐसे आपकी essay skills नहीं check कर रहा है, not the CSE essay because we have a habit कि you'll give this argument that nothing matters, spellings ठीक है, grammar ठीक है, बस हो गया, दो ही चीज चेक करते हैं वो लोग. It should be linked to the topic, like if a topic is on water and you are writing on you know sky तो फिर तो problem है, but if you are writing relevant, writing simple and basic English, grammatical mistakes नहीं करनी है, sentence forming में आसानी है, पेपर आसानी से complete हो जाता है, you don't need to worry much. Just do basic things, grammar कर लेना and don't do the spelling mistakes. You will be good and you will score very good and that will help you get a good rank. Again, GS skill I have talked about, geology, forestry sources mostly done. How to go about it, I also went through it. Majorly, this is what I wanted to talk about in the exam. Again, don't try to bluff in geology. यार नहीं फर्क पड़ता. I attempted 175 180 marks का पेपर और 111 marks आए मेरे पेपर में. Because rather than bluffing, examiner को पता चलेगा यार. If there was a question on Kaveri, I'll show you. I'll tell you the question exactly. मुझे अब भी याद है वो question. It was a compulsory question. No, not compulsory question. Okay, now this was the question. Classify irrigation water on the basis of sodium concentration. Yeah, to be honest, I did not have a freaking idea about what it is asking. 8 मार्क का क्वेश्चन था, कंपलसरी था, मेरे ऊपर ऐसा था कि तलवार लटक रही, मैं क्या करूं. आई लेफ्ट दिस क्वेश्चन, 8 मार्क का क्वेश्चन छोड़ के आऊं, मुझे नहीं आता था. और ऐसे एक दो क्वेश्चन और हैं. So 175 180 क्वेश्चन का मार्क्स मैंने अटेम्प्ट किया एंड स्टिल आई गॉट 111. स्केलिंग हेल्प्स. जियोलॉजी का पेपर देख के ही आधे लोग डर जाते हैं यार. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर देयर वाज लाइक सो तुम्हारे अटेंडेंस नंबर से you get a fair idea that how many people are giving the exam. In paper 1 I was the attendance number 81 or something. My center was UPSC Bhavan. So paper 1 the attendance was 80 something, paper 2 it was 60. Half of the, like 20 people dropped off in between the paper. Many people don't even come to the exam in the first day. Some people only come for English and GS. So the drop-off rate is very high. So just remember, stay patient. You might not attempt 200 marks paper. The quality is rewarded. The conceptual clarity is rewarded in the exam. You do not need to worry about that fact because it is very important part of geology. For forestry, yes, you might bluff, but don't bluff too much. Pick questions where you can write content, and content means the content you have studied. And for PDF of Vidyanshu sir, I am saying, like, you might say it's a fan moment for me. I'll agree because I was able to write, I was able to replicate. For many people, questions were bouncer. For me, there were no bouncers. Somewhere I applied the knowledge and I was able to answer. Somewhere I was able to reflect and replicate what I learned. And I did not give much time to forestry, to be honest. If you want some more concepts or some concept you don't understand, just Google कर लेना, Hornbill की पुरानी videos मिल जाएंगी. For a particular topic, if you search, same teacher ने same content deliver किया है. Or like there are other sources, but Hornbill के YouTube पे ही available. I'm not saying anywhere. You don't need to purchase. Sir के पुरानी videos में मिल जाएगा. Same concept. Just if you want more clarity. But again, that is not required कि तुम पूरा बैठ के, अगर तुम्हें पूरा ही गूगल से ढूंढ के करना है तो कोर्स ही खरीद लेना, ज्यादा बेटर है. कंटेंट की अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो जाएगी. पीवाई की उसके सॉल्यूशंस यार सर की एक पीडीएफ है पुरानी, अवेलेबल है. इफ यू वांट आई विल शेयर दैट. उसमें पीवाई की उसके सॉल्यूशन भी दिए हुए हैं सर ने. जस्ट गो थ्रू. दिस हॉर्नबिल की बात कर रहा हूँ. फॉर फॉरेस्ट्री जियोलॉजी के सॉल्यूशंस नहीं है कहीं पे, मुझे नहीं मिले, बट क्लासेस आर सफिशिएंट देयर. So that is the bluffing part is done. Mostly it's done. So now you guys can ask your doubts individually. Sab aaram se. One by one you can raise your hands and I'm happy to answer them. किसी को डाउट नहीं? Guys, मैं audible हूँ, एक बार एटलीस्ट वो कंफर्म कर दो.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can ask your doubts one by one if you have. क्योंकि ये वन वे डिलीवरी तो मतलब 30-35 मिनट्स मस्त हो गया, बट फिर भी.
Sir, regarding forestry, Um, like I'm audible, my voice is clear.
हाँ 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 आराम से बोलो.
Sir, forestry though I got it like what should be our base reference material as you have told us. But for regarding geology, what one will be the reference material that you will be sharing. One we can refer PYQ, and what a good material to be like we should
यार
go through.
देखो, ऐसा है ना कि उसमें अपूर्व दीक्षित सर के नोट्स हैं आई गेस, जियोलॉजी के भी. अभी एक बार ना उनके नोट्स जाके देख लेना, बिकॉज मुझे ना उनकी हैंडराइटिंग नहीं समझ आती थी कभी. सो
Yes, sir.
if you can go through, because I have a habit that I cannot understand the bad, पास देखा तो नहीं समझ आता है. तो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज, या तो उनका है या फिर अपूर्व दीक्षित सर का, या फिर एक और सर है. ही इज करंटली पोस्टेड इन पलामू. आई फॉरगॉट हिज नेम, जस्ट अ मिनट आई विल कंफर्म. क्या नाम था यार. I'll share his notes, like reference cake. I'll share the notes and I'll share it.
Yes, sir.
So उनके नोट्स भी काफी अच्छे हैं, बट उनके में क्या है ना कि उन्होंने सेल्फ स्टडी किया है. तो यू माइट नॉट गेट द सेम कंटेंट फॉर जियोलॉजी जो क्लास में पढ़ा रहे हैं. सो क्लास में ना वो कंटेंट देते हैं, बट वो ना डाउनलोड नहीं होता. जियोलॉजी का मेन प्रॉब्लम ये है कि they'll give you the content and you won't be able to download the content. It is just readable.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So मैं तो like my habit was that anyway I'm listening to the classes and you have to do classes religiously. I'll make my own notes, running notes. I'll try to share them. But कितना समझ में आएगा यार मुझे भी नहीं पता. You can use that as the base material. और अबू दीक्षित सर अगेन आई से वेरी गुड पर्सन. उनके नोट्स काफी अच्छे बोले हैं, काफी लोग यूज करते हैं, काफी लोग बिना कोचिंग करे उनके नोट्स भी पढ़ते हैं. तो दैट इज अ वे. उसके अलावा पीवाईक्यूज तो हैं ही यार आपके पास. एंड इफ यू मेक योर ओन नोट्स, देयर इज नो बेटर बाइबल देन दैट.
Sir, PYQ reference notebook like where we can get sub themes या topic wise कि यहाँ से जैसे
हाँ हाँ,
shortlisted होते हैं.
सब टीम वाला ना वही देते हैं, प्लैनेट जियोलॉजी वाले ही दे देते हैं.
Planet geology.
हाँ, तो कोचिंग प्लैनेट जियोलॉजी की क्रैश कोर्स आई डिड दिस लास्ट ईयर एंड आई विल रिकमेंड इट एज वेल. लाइक यार और ऑप्शन नहीं है टू बी ऑनेस्ट. अगर क्वालिटी ऑप्शन की बात करोगे, I'll answer my that on a personal chat, not on this. It will be live on YouTube.
So
Okay.
planet geology crash course can be referred if we have to like see.
It is something that because if you have some background in technical science, okay, but if you don't have too much, you can go through that course only. Like that is pretty good course. And okay, I have no monetary benefit from it. Anything
Yeah.
I'm saying, I don't have any link with them. I was a student there. I felt good, so I'm recommending. Okay, let me make it clear because sometimes you might feel ये इतना क्यों बोल रहा है. Again, विद्यांशु सर के नोट्स फ्री में टेलीग्राम पे अवेलेबल है. तुम जाके देखोगे मिल जाएंगे. मुझे कुछ नहीं मिल रहा उससे. Someone forwarded to me. One of my friends forwarded them. I read them. I got to one. I think I'm happy because जितनी मैंने एफर्ट डाली थी उस हिसाब से अच्छा रहा वो. ठीक है. So you can use that. Planet geology is a good option, although it is slightly on the costly side, like crash course के लिए. But again, you know, cost benefit analysis is everyone's choice. If you can manage without classes, you like without classes का मतलब है कि अगर आपको लगता है कि आप अपूर्व दीक्षित सर के नोट्स पढ़ के या पीवाईक्यू करके कर सकते हो तो आराम से करिए. नो प्रॉब्लम अबाउट इट. सेम फॉरेस्ट्री में वही वाला ना, मैंने दोनों ऑप्शन दिए फॉरेस्ट्री में, तो इफ यू वांट यू कैन डू इट. यार कंटेंट सेम है, हर साल का कंटेंट सेम होता है प्लैनेट जियोलॉजी का. इनफैक्ट अभी भी दे आर शोइंग द रिकॉर्डेड क्लासेस ओनली. बट वन थिंग, जस्ट इंश्योर दैट यू आर टेकिंग क्रैश कोर्स. कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव कोर्स ना थोड़ा ओवरवेलमिंग है यार, तो वो एक बार कंफर्म कर लेना. महेश कुछ बोल रहे हो?
Sir, have you attempted crystallography questions in geology?
Which one? Sorry.
Crystallography.
Yeah, that was my favorite topic.
Yeah, me too. Like,
Yeah,
have you just followed?
वो ना ऑब्जेक्टिव टॉपिक है. वो टॉपिक मैं रिकमेंड करता हूँ बिकॉज उसमें you can't do much experimentation. You are asked XYZ, you are right XYZ, you get marks.
Sir, have you color coded any of them in the crystallography diagrams?
I just use black pen. In forestry, I did color coding in geology time ही नहीं था यार मेरे पास, because there was so much to write and these are technical questions. Last year, if I remember, there was one paper too. If I talk about geology, the first question was give the concise amount of structural classification of silicates with label diagram. For each type, give suitable example. Imagine you have to write 9. You have to draw 9 crystals. You have to give 9 examples and 9 names. All that in 7 minutes. Do you have time to color code it? You don't. Best you can do is what I did is blue pen से सारे header लिख दिए last में जाके and gave the examples together. Last में I took the black pen, I drew all the diagrams in a single go. Some 8-9 minutes. But my first question would have been a 6.
Okay.
So, but some people do it. For example, जो crystal structure के ऊपर ना sometimes for projections and all, some people use it. You can try it, but try it before and that can you finish it in time. There is no point, literally there is no point if you are giving 10 minutes to a 7-minute question. Like 8 marker ko, if you're giving 10 minutes, you are losing at least 4-5 marks on the other question.
Okay.
Don't waste that. Try it beforehand. All the experimentation like color, because for forestry, for example, I knew that because once I draw, my handwriting is big enough. If I need, I can cover up the space. So, okay. Abhishek, we'll talk about it, Abhishek. Just I'll finish with Manish and then can turn on the mic. You can.
So I have one more question.
Ha.
Sir, like in this is too early to ask, but I wanted to know like if can you be like conduct a session for where in in GS we give 6 to 7 minutes idly for 10 marker, then for 15 marker we give 11 to 12 minutes. So how we have to like how many pages are there like that in forestry?
Okay, I'll do it right away for GS. So GS is not. So there is a difference between CSE GS and forestry GS. I'll tell you the key difference.
Yes.
So key difference start is in GS, CSE GS you need to write in a 10 marker you have to write 150 words, and in a 20 marker, 15 marker you have to write 250 words, right? And you're given 2 or 3 pages. In forestry, these people have said 125 words for a 10 marker and 200 words for a 15 marker. 12 marker, I guess. 15 marker only. 200 words for a 15 marker. यार वहां पे ना प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है, स्पेस वो उतनी दे रहे हैं जो सीएससी में. So now in this exam you have to write 60 pages in 3 hours. Just this is a difference. Again, अब यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना, if you leave the pages, UPSC का mantra is it is not the word limit, it is the page limit, and they are giving pages. अब इस साल they might surprise us, they might give less page, but what is their trend is 10 marker 2 page, 15 marker 3 page. CSC में जो चल रहा है सेम के सेम, although the word limit is less. ऐसे में what you can do is small tricks, थोड़ा थोड़ा स्पेस बढ़ा दो लाइंस के बीच में, कुछ कुछ कर दो. Because even if you write 150 words, it in a CSC answer in 2 pages we write 170 to 180 or 190 words at least. You do not have liberty to do that in forest. You do not have time. So you just divide your time precisely. Here I need to do 6 blocks, like 24 questions instead of 20. I'll increase some space between the lines. I'll try to finish up in CSE. A 10 marker should finish in the end. Here it doesn't matter. Last में दो line की space छूट जाती है, 3 line की space छूट जाती है. It's okay. You can, your conclusion can be 4 lines, 5 lines. Introduction can be 4-5 lines. बीच में points. यार points थोड़े दिखाने. Point is यहाँ पे points के marks. The examiner psychology should come in कि बंदे ने लिखा है, बंदे को आता है. अगर तुम एक सवा पन्ना लिख के आ रहे हो, वर्ड लिमिट 125 words, a normal person can write in 1 page, 1.33 pages max. You need to play with the psychology of examiner. The difference maker is you have to fill 2 pages, and it is difficult. Handwriting खराब दे रहे, doesn't matter. मन करे लास्ट ईयर एक एलईडी के ऊपर क्वेश्चन था, भाई मैं एलईडी बना के आया हूँ पेपर में. एलईडी एलसीडी का कंपैरिजन पूछा था, मैं एलईडी एलसीडी का डायग्राम बना के आ गया. कुछ भी मेरे 140 marks है, which is good marks, I'll say. You just need to show to the examiner that you know. It doesn't matter how. So don't go after the word limit. It is the page limit that is seen. यार एक एग्जामिनर मान लो सीएससी में आया होगा, जस्ट मिनट महेश, एक एग्जामिनर अगर सीएससी में आया होगा, चेक करके गया होगा, उसको पता है 2 और 3 पन्ने दिए, 2 और 3 पन्ने लोग फुल तक पढ़ते हैं. वही सेम बंदा अगर फॉरेस्ट में आके चेक कराएगा ना, उसको तुम बोलोगे कि यार मैं 1.5 पन्ने लिख रहा हूँ 10 मार्कर में, भाई नहीं देगा वो नंबर, उसको लगेगा तुझे नहीं आता. सो जस्ट चेंज दैट. यू माइट थोड़ा फाइन ट्यूनिंग कर लेना, बट यू विल बी एबल टू डू. यस महेश.
Sir, the thing is, in science and technology in forest GS paper, the questions are a bit random. How do you approach that?
यार वो ना हर बार के लिए बाउंसर है, ठीक है. I'll show you last year. मुझे बस एलईडी वाला याद है यार अच्छे से, बाकी I'll have to see once again. अब कंपोजिशन ऑफ बायोगैस पूछा है यार, है ना. अब इट इज अ क्वेश्चन यू लाइक, भाई क्या लिखूं इसमें मैं, सीधा लिख दो जो भी तुम्हें पूछा बेसिक्स. सो जो प्री वाला बेसिक्स है, अगेन आई टोल्ड यू, इट इज नॉट जनरल स्टडीज, इट इज जनरल नॉलेज. जनरल नॉलेज मीन्स whatever you have read in prelims will come into your head. वही तुम्हें रेस्क्यू करेगा. I'll tell you this question only. We'll discuss what is the composition of biogas. Discuss various efforts made by the government of India to promote biogas technology. यार प्रीमियम गोवर्धन स्कीम पढ़ते हैं, कंप्रेस बायोगैस का भी कंपलसरी ब्लेंडिंग की बात चल रही है. उसके अलावा हम जो बायोमिथेनॉल विथेनॉल के थ्रू भी अभी बायोगैस को प्रमोट कर रहे हैं, एक्सटेंशन. देन देयर वाज रिसेंटली फर्स्ट बायोगैस रिफाइनरी दैट वाज मेड इन सम सेंट्रल इंडिया, आई गेस एमपी में हुआ या महाराष्ट्र में, मुझे याद नहीं, बट ये सब हुआ है. ये इनिशिएटिव हो गए. बायोगैस का कंपोजिशन यार मीथेन होती है, सिंपल सी बात है. और क्या होगा, कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड हो जाएगी, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड हो जाएगी, स्मॉल ट्रेस अमाउंट ऑफ सम अदर कार्बन मॉलिक्यूल्स यू कैन राइट. यू जस्ट एक्सप्लेन द स्कीम. गोवर्धन में भी बजट 23 में 500 एक्स्ट्रा गोवर्धन प्लांट्स बनाने की बात हुई थी. आई गेस बठिंडा या लुधियाना में एक और वर्ल्ड का लार्जेस्ट बायोगैस प्लांट है. अब ये प्री में पढ़ा था, सेम उल्टी करके आ गया हूँ. Literal, this is what you just vomit your whatever your knowledge about the topic. This is frank, like you don't need to. I don't even remember what I wrote last year. I just gave what I know now, and that you guys should be able to do. और उसके लिए कुछ नहीं भाई, 3 दिन you have done your prelims enough times. All of you would have given n number of revisions. Just go through your basics once. काफी होगा. गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स एक बार देख जाना, बहुत सारे कंपाइलेशन है यार. शून्य का इस बार स्कीम वाला कंपाइलेशन साइंस टेक के पर्सपेक्टिव से देख जाना कि ई मोबिलिटी अगेन ट्रेंडिंग थीम होगी यार, कहीं ना कहीं तो पूछ लेगा. फेम अगेन बायोगैस का तुम यूज कर सकते हो यार ई मोबिलिटी में कहीं ना कहीं, तो वही वाली चीज है. देन यू कम टू द आरडीएनए टेक्नोलॉजी. भाई इसमें ना सबसे सिंपल होता है, एंथ्रो बैकग्राउंड था मेरा, तो मैं सिंपल एक डीएनए के अंदर मॉलिक्यूल बना के काट पीट के वो 4-5 डायग्राम, तो आधा पन्ना मैंने डायग्राम से भरा था. That is how you do it. Like questions will be random. If you open any years, it will be random. You should not prepare for the question. You just prepare for your basics. कि मुझे basic understanding है ना हर topic की. That will be sufficient.
Okay.
Got it, Mahesh?
Okay.
Okay. So Abhishek, you had some doubt. You can ask now. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I was just going through these Telegram videos. So I felt like the planet geology videos, can we can we make those running notes, or should we just go through videos, then we should make our own notes?
Just running notes in classes. You don't have that much of time. जस्ट क्लास में जो चल रहा है ना, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ दैट टॉपिक टीचिंग यू क्रिस्टलोग्राफी, और आपके जो रिएक्शन, एक ब्राउन रिएक्शन होता है, ब्राउन रिएक्शन होती है, देयर इज अ स्वी डायग्राम जो डिफरेंट क्रिस्टल्स को लेके नीचे कंडेंस होता है. सो यार वो सब चीजें ना यू शुड मेक इन द रनिंग नोट्स, और वंस यू रिवाइज इट 2 times ना, यू विल बी हैविंग ए फेयर आइडिया वेयर माय नोट्स आर स्ट्रक्चर्ड. और क्रैश कोर्स का यही बेस्ट पार्ट है कि उसमें ना बहुत ज्यादा कंटेंट है ही नहीं. It is purely content delivery. तुम objective content notes बना दो, and if you want, I'll share some samples at least. I'll scan some PDFs of few chapters. You can use them as a reference. That is why what I used in structured way कि भाई ये ऐसे समझना है, and I did this way. तो बेसिक इतना कर लो यार, काफी है, ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए. मतलब लग रहा होगा कि बहुत ओवरवेलमिंग है, 30 days में 2 ऑप्शनल कैसे होंगे, ये सब होगा. You have sufficient time, you can easily do it, and if I have done it, everyone can do it. Like, it just required effort. You know, you just put sufficient amount of effort and you will be able to get it. बस टाइम को ना ऑप्टिमली यूटिलाइज करना है यार. ये दो बार नोट्स बनाना, लाइक वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड डिड दिस एंड ही वन 1.25x पे देख लो पोर्टल. तो जस्ट डू दैट. मतलब लाइक उनका तो क्या होता है ना, मैं क्या करता था, क्लास के रनिंग नोट्स बना लिए, देन दे आल्सो प्रोवाइड सम नोट्स. I'll use red pen or black pen or something and I'll just use the filler material इधर उधर जो भी उन्होंने एक्स्ट्रा दिया है. तो वो बेसिक है. एंड देयर विल बी सम डाउट क्लासेस. मैं तो कभी गया नहीं था, मतलब बिकॉज उतना टाइम ही नहीं था यार. 30 days में डाउट क्लास तो छोड़ो, सिलेबस खत्म करना वाज टारगेट. इफ यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द टॉपिक यू कैन वॉच इट वंस अगेन. लाइक ऐसा लग रहा है कि यार वो पीवाईक्यू में भी पूछा गया है बहुत ज्यादा और मुझे नहीं समझ आ रहा, तब तो कर लेना. एंड इफ ए टॉपिक इज लाइक पीवाईक्यू में भी नहीं दिख रहा बहुत ज्यादा रिसेंट में 3-4 साल में, और लग रहा है कि यार मेरे से तो नहीं समझ आ रहा 2 बार में, लीव दैट टॉपिक. इट्स ओके, 1 or 2 टॉपिक्स यू कैन लीव. अगर आ भी गया कंपलसरी क्वेश्चन में, एज आई सेड, यू डू नॉट नीड टू राइट 200 मार्क्स का पेपर. भाई अच्छे से अगर 170 175 180 का करके आ गए ना, you'll get good marks. अब देयर विल बी पीपल, you just need to get selection. यार कुछ लोग ला रहे हैं 1000 मार्क्स, क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है. if you see the top 5 people's ranks, marks, almost 100 मार्क्स का डिफरेंस है यार. you don't need to be part of that group. ठीक है यार, you just pass. एग्जाम में अच्छी रैंक लानी है, you just want to clear the line, that much is sufficient and that is where you are going to put efforts. Don't, it is for starters. Okay, जो like फर्स्ट मेंस लिखे मैं उनके लिए बोल रहा हूँ कि 70 दिन में 2 ऑप्शन अच्छे से कर लो, 2 रिवीजन कर लो, कंटेंट की क्लासेस कर लो, फॉरेस्ट्री क्लासेस करनी है कर लो, वरना नोट अच्छे से पढ़ लो, सफिशिएंट है. एनीथिंग एल्स अभिषेक?
No, sir. Thank you so
ओके
much.
ओके ओके, वेलकम. हाँ यार महेश पूछो.
Hello, sir. Is there any topper copies or your copies for geology so that we can refer to?
I told before I did not wrote any test for forestry. That time ही नहीं था. Like 45 days में I just wanted to do classes. मेरा बीच में 2-3 दिन EPFO वगैरह में भी waste हो गए थे थोड़े. So I did not have much time. But if you want, I'll share PDF. Like one or two of my selected friends have created some notes. So you can go through that. I'll share the link with sir as well. He'll float it in the.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Other guys, Shreya, Akashdeep, Sangeeta, Harsh, Javneet, if you have anything.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Harsh.
Yes, sir. I wanted to get just to get clarification. आपने end to end भरने वाला जो ये आइडिया है, ये 6 पेपर में अप्लाई किया था, सारे पेपर्स में.
Not in geology.
ओके. और रेस्ट पेपर्स में एंड टू एंड भरने का
यार
ट्राई किया
इंग्लिश में
था.
तो आप एंड टू एंड भर देते हो. इंग्लिश में तो एंड टू एंड भर देते हो क्योंकि टाइम होता है अपने पास, है ना. एंड इंग्लिश के लिए आपको बताया भी था कि भाई इंग्लिश के लिए बेसिक्स जो आपके इंग्लिश चेक करे वो तुम्हारा इंग्लिश कितना अच्छा है, स्पेलिंग्स ठीक है, ग्रामर ठीक है, तुम रेलेवेंट लिख रहे हो, कुछ कुछ चलता है. बस रेलेवेंट लिख देना और जगह भर देना. अब यार जैसे इस बार सीएससी में हुआ था, सीएससी के इंग्लिश के पेपर में दे हैव गिवन 1.5 पेज फॉर ईच क्वेश्चन इन दैट कॉम्प्रहेंशन जो होता है हमारा उसके अंदर. तो यार 1.5 पेज इज डिफिकल्ट टू फिल. बट यार एग्जामिनर की साइकोलॉजी होती है कि यार 1.5 पन्ना दिया और तुमने 1.5 पन्ना लिखा है. अब समवन वुड हैव ए स्मॉल हैंडराइटिंग तो उसके लिए चलेगा कि वो आधे पौने पन्ने में 3/4 पेज में भी अगर फिनिश कर रहा है 1.5 में से, बिकॉज उसका फॉन्ट साइज छोटा है, तो यार इट विल मेक सेंस. बट इफ योर फॉन्ट साइज इज डिसेंट इनफ, थोड़ा सा लाइंस के बीच में स्पेस बढ़ा के यार 1.5 नहीं तो 1 पन्ने से थोड़ा सा ऊपर भर के आ जाओ ताकि एग्जामिनर को लगे हाँ यार आंसर एड्रेस किया है. यार वो साइकोलॉजिकल ना, यू जस्ट थिंक फ्रॉम एग्जामिनर्स पर्सपेक्टिव. तुमसे पहले वाले 4 बंदे आए, 4 कॉपियां उसने देखी जीएस की, एंड 10 मार्कर में उसने देखे कि यार 1.5 सवा पन्ने भरे हुए हैं, बस कॉपी में सारे आंसर्स लिखे हुए हैं. एंड यू कम अप कि तुमने 6 के 6 आंसर, 6 के 6 मतलब ब्लॉक्स, दैट इज 24 आंसर्स, सब भर के अच्छे से दिया है. भाई पहली चीज में तो मैं इंप्रेस हूँ कि यार तूने लिख कैसे दिया 24 क्वेश्चन. 60 पेजेस यू हैव रिटन इन 3 hours. Getting a point, Harsh?
Right, sir. Right.
Like you yourself imagine as an examiner and you do it, you will understand कि यार that matters. अब जियोलॉजी में why I'm saying is कि यार एग्जामिनर को ना लगता है क्या कचरा लिख रहा है, ऑब्जेक्टिव पेपर है यार वो. टेक्निकल पेपर का यही एक डिफरेंस होता है कि यू राइट व्हाट इज आस्क्ड, ऑब्जेक्टिविटी से अच्छे से लिख के आ जाओ. और एज आई सेड अर्लियर, और लोगों के कंपैरिजन में इफ यू टॉक अबाउट, भाई लोग पेपर छोड़ जाते हैं यार. आई टोल्ड यू द नंबर, 25% एट्रिशन रेट थी पेपर 1 पेपर 2 के बीच में. दैट इज वेरी हाई नंबर. सो लिख के आना है, क्वालिटी लिख के आओ. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा 150 नंबर का पेपर अटेम्प्ट करके आना है, बाद में मुझे आगे गाली मत देना. भाई 200 नंबर का अटेम्प्ट हो रहा है, अच्छे से 200 नंबर का करके आना है. 175 180 तो करना ही है, बट उसमें क्वालिटी लाने की कोशिश करना कि यार अगर 5 नंबर का पेपर छूट रहा है ना, छूट जाने देना, लेकिन कंटेंट अच्छा लिख के आना, क्वालिटी लिख के आना. फिर अगर तुम 10 नंबर का पेपर छोड़ के आ रहे हो सिर्फ जियोलॉजी के लिए, फॉरेस्ट्री में यार मार्क्स मिलते हैं, तुम्हें पन्ने भरने होते हैं. तो मैंने देखे हैं लोग है 4-4 5% पढ़े, मैं भी 7-8 दिन ही पढ़ा और 1-2 राउंड रिवीजन किया हूँ. मतलब मुझसे भी कम पढ़े हुए लोग 200-205 ला जा रहे हैं यार, बिकॉज दे फिल्ड पेजेस इन फॉरेस्ट्री. और वो यू जस्ट नीड टू नो की टर्म्स क्या हैं, साइंटिफिक नेम्स क्या हैं. अब और वो 2-3 बार पढ़ोगे हो जाएगा. इधर उधर कहीं ना कहीं यूज होते हैं. जैसे हेरिट्री स्पीची, अब पता है मुझे, पता नहीं किसकी स्पीच है, कहीं तो है, मैंने 2-3 जगह यूज करी होगी. तो वो बेसिक चीज कर लेना एंड दैट विल बी सफिशिएंट. एनीथिंग एल्स?
गॉट इट सर. सर मेरा एक और क्वेश्चन था कि करंट अफेयर्स का रिफ्लेक्शन कैसे होता है सर जीके पेपर में, या उसको छोड़ देना चाहिए?
यार बहुत ज्यादा करंट अफेयर के पीछे भागना मत, है ना. जो तुम्हें बेसिक बेसिक थोड़ा बहुत चीजें पता है उसका कर लो और आगे बढ़ो. ज्यादा मेहनत करनी नहीं है उसमें. जस्ट अपने प्री वाले नोट देख लेना और थोड़ा बहुत देखो यार. आई आर तो कुछ पूछता नहीं है, तुमने भी देखे लास्ट ईयर के लिए देखोगे तो एक बार फिर से कंफर्म कर यार, पूछा ही नहीं. देखो अब एब्रप्ट अराइवल ऑफ मॉनसून वॉनसून पूछा यार, वो तुम्हारे बेसिक जीएस का नॉलेज है, एक बार रिवाइज कर लेना इफ यू वांट. उतना फर्क पड़ता नहीं, मैंने तो किया नहीं था, बट यू शुड डू. देर इज इफ यू हैव टाइम, यू हैव मोर टाइम कंपेयर टू अस. उसको अच्छे से यूटिलाइज कर लो, रिवाइज इट 2-3 टाइम्स एंड यू विल बी गुड टू गो. मतलब उसमें ज्यादा पंगे नहीं लेने, मतलब लाइक बहुत ज्यादा एफर्ट मत देते ना कि मैं करंट अफेयर्स तुम 2 दिन पढ़ रहे हो 3 दिन पढ़ रहे हो. एक दिन में जितना तुमने पहले पढ़ा है प्री के लिए वो पढ़ लो, रिवाइज कर लो यार, हो जाता है. और वो अभी मत करना, एग्जाम के जस्ट 7 दिन पहले जब तुम्हारा फाइनल एक रिवीजन राउंड होता है ना सबका, उसमें शुरू कर लेना.
नहीं सर, अगर मतलब प्रायोरिटाइज करना होगा तो अभी रिसेंट का करंट अफेयर्स छोड़ के प्रीलिम्स का करंट अफेयर्स देखना सही रहेगा, राइट?
कहीं से फर्क नहीं पड़ता. अगर क्वेश्चन आना होगा ना 3-3 साल, यार बायोगैस लास्ट ईयर कहाँ न्यूज में था मुझे बताओ. कहीं इट वाज नॉट देयर यार. वो आराम से
सर आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही है सर शायद.
अभी आवाज आ रही है क्या? अभी क्लियर है महेश?
हाँ सर, अभी आ रही है.
Yes, sir.
ओके. अरे एक्चुअली मेरा नेट खत्म हो गया था डेटा पैक खत्म हो गया था एक फोन का, दूसरा फोन से चालू किया सॉरी। तो कहाँ था यार, कहाँ से रुक गया, मेरे को तो याद ही नहीं। गाइस एम आई ऑडिबल?
यस सर।
हाँ, आई थिंक मेरे को मेरा वीडियो ऑफ भी करना पड़ेगा। हाँ, so where I got stuck, can you even confirm? Current affairs part, okay. So for current affairs part यार देखो, the point is बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं चाहिए। मैं ऑडिबल, क्योंकि मेरा बार बार नेटवर्क डिस्कनेक्ट हो रहा है। मेरी आवाज कट रही है क्या? अभी एक बार कंफर्म कर दो।
सर अभी बीच में कट गई थी सर आवाज, फिर से।
Oh God, I don't want it to happen, but I don't know why it is happening. अभी ठीक है? अभी स्टेबल आएगी?
यस सर, अभी आ रही है।
Don't trust this internet anymore. ओके, ऑल राइट, वही चेक करना था यार। सो यार करंट अफेयर्स में ना बहुत ज़्यादा अपनी एनर्जी मत वेस्ट करना। मेरा पॉइंट इतना है, यू माइट गिव मोर एनर्जी, यू माइट नॉट गिव मोर एनर्जी, बट बहुत ज़्यादा एनर्जी वेस्ट मत कर देना। लिमिटेड एनर्जी में ही रहना, मतलब लाइक एक दिन that कर देना, ठीक है?
फिर से break हो गया।
Oh God, just a minute guys, let's try, just a minute. Just confirm. Okay, confirm now, बोल दो भाई।
अभी तो आ रही थी।
ठीक है, अरे मैं यार वो क्या हुआ है, चेंज टू द डिफरेंट नेटवर्क, आई डोंट नो एयरटेल। ओके ठीक है, I'll continue, I'll just try to wrap it up fast. तो मेजर ये है कि करंट अफेयर में बहुत with the basics, go with your instinct, बेसिक नॉलेज करके आ जाओ, बेसिक लिख के आ जाओ। जैसे मैंने तुम्हें बायोगैस वाला आंसर बताया ना यार, वो नहीं है वो कोई नया करंट अफेयर्स, जो मैंने प्री में पढ़ा था वही आई वॉमिटेड लाइक लिटरली। सो उतना कर लो, डोंट dwell into too much of current affairs, बेसिक जो प्री में पढ़ा था just glance it over in one day. Why I'm focusing on that? Because वो एक साल का है। It is getting right. आवाज कट रही है ना यार, मैं I'll plan this meet little later. हाँ आकाश कुछ पूछ रहे हो?
मेरा एक छोटा सा डाउट था। मेरे को क्या, मैं वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल हूँ, तो